the reason he closes the show in scintillating fashion. Bell and round one set for 12. Happy to be a part of this co-production with our friends at Sky Sports. Carlos Takam, the challenger, black with silver. Joshua, the champion, in his colored trunks of white with green trim.
Takam trying to come out with a certain rhythm, trying to get, maybe throw a little bit of confusion out Joshua's way, but he's backing up. He's still being careful, despite trying to bring this rhythm.
Takam has a very good overhand right. He thinks, though, the left hook might be something that will hurt Joshua, and Dylan White, who did hurt Joshua with the left hook.
Takam, as rugged as the Welsh coastline, enters boxing's version of the upside down on just 12 days' notice, and he hopes to turn the rejuvenated heavyweight division upside down tonight.
So what he's trying to do with this movement, his head movement and rhythm, it'll keep Joshua from landing cleanly, but he's going to have to flow some offense out of that movement. Otherwise, Joshua will start to hone in on the trajectory.
Both of these pugilists have recorded 5 first-round knockouts.
Don't overreach, Joshua.
I'd like to also see Joshua cut off the ring a little bit. So far, Takam has kind of been circling it all the way to his left, moving a little bit to the right. But you start cutting off the ring, you start to apply that mental pressure there.
Joshua and Takam before the storm as we reach the midpoint of this first frame, and definitely a feeling out process as Joshua looks to go to the body.
Joshua told us that I need to plant my feet against him. And to do that, of course, he's going to have to get Takam to stop moving. Takam showing us a lot of movement in round one.
Another thing he's going to do is make sure he doesn't smother himself. You're playing your feet on Takam. He has a way of getting inside your chest. And, as a shorter man, when you're the taller man, it's hard to kind of leverage those shots when he's inside like that.
Under a minute left in the first round. It's Takam's third fight of the year. He's recorded back-to-back knockouts since losing the hard-fought battle with Joseph Parker, who is now another heavyweight belt holder.
I'll tell you what, though, man, Takam is moving a lot, and even that upper body movement is moving a lot. He's got to be in shape to keep this up for all the rounds.
He's a very tricky fighter, both inside and outside.
Final 15 seconds, a cautious opening round here. Again, Joshua was preparing for Kubrat Pulev. Yeah, takes on Carlos Takam on short notice.
Very different style from Pulev.
We'll take a look at the keys to victory for these two men. And we'll begin with Anthony Joshua. He's much bigger, clearly. He wants to be physical if he can get Takam to slow down. The body punching, very important for Joshua. He can hurt you badly downstairs. He has one of the best uppercuts in boxing, and Joseph Parker was able to land that punch very effectively against Takam. As for Carlos Takam, changed geography. We've seen one part of the geography, him on the outside. He also wants to get on the inside, past the jab where he can work. Got to keep his hands up. He tends to lower them sometimes. One mistake against Joshua means the end of the fight. The overhand right is a big punch for him. I think if he gets a little bit on the inside, he can land that punch.
The bell and the second round. Takam training at a gym named after France's greatest boxer, former middleweight champion Marcel Cerdan, who actually passed away 68 years ago today, killed in a plane crash on his way back to the United States for a rematch with Jake LaMotta.
Tragic story in many levels.
And Jake just lived up until about a month ago.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Meanwhile, Joshua continuing to maintain his training regimen. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And really is a Spartan lifestyle in training camp, Paulie, for Anthony Joshua. A man who's already made millions. He really does not want to get disconnected, because there was a clash.
That's the thing about the shorter man, you know, coming in like that. Also the bald head.
But Al, Joshua's really remained humble and really connected to his roots.
He really has. And, you know, when we talked with him, you know, he's an interesting man because he just talks to you. That's part of the charm of him. He doesn't pontificate. He doesn't seem like he's playing anybody. He just talks. There's the uppercut from Joshua. That's so effective.
About that. It's been incredibly effective against the likes of his domestic rival, Dylan White. He finished White with the right uppercut. Hit Klitschko with the right uppercut. There's a sweeping left hook from Joshua that backs Takam up.
Yeah, I think that butt he took maybe angered him a little bit. Also some blood out of his nose. That's probably from the jab of Takam.
And Takam has a melatonin-flavored left hook of his own, but right now it's Joshua imposing his will and skill on the challenger as we cross the midpoint of the second round.
Takam's got to get back on that jab. You know, you got to make Joshua respect that distance.
See the combination punching from Anthony Joshua. He is not a one-trick pony. He's not one-dimensional in the ring.
The second round has been Joshua's most effective. He's recorded 8 of his 19 knockout victories in the second stanza. Under a minute left now here in round 2. Just missed with the right uppercut.
But a nice jab by Takam. He's been consistent with that. You know, it's bloodied the nose of Joshua. Joshua's got to start cutting off the ring a little bit. You know, if you make Takam uncomfortable, he does stop using that jab as he was about a minute ago. But you got to start cutting the ring off besides landing those combinations. You got to give him the effect that he cannot escape this pressure. And right now, if the ring is not being cut off, Takam can feel like I can escape here and there.
Lead left hook that was partially blocked by Joshua. Right hand misses for Takam.
But what that did, it allowed him to get breathing space. Joshua backed off. And that's all Takam's looking for here and there. He's looking for a little breathing space. He's looking for a way to turn the corner.
Nice jab through the guard by Joshua.
And they always say you can jab with a jabber, right, Mo?
Mm-hmm.
There was a moment that could have been dangerous on many levels, potentially a cut that could have impacted his fight there. Oh, Takam coming in and his head blasted the face of Joshua. And that, he led with that head very strongly.
And that could have busted the nose of Joshua there instead of the jab.
We see the pain there. And then later on in the round, on the inside, the left hook of Joshua. Joshua's a big, tall man, but he can work on the inside like that.
Punch your way in, move off the side, come again.
Third round underway. Scheduled for 12. Anthony Joshua in the 4th defense of his championships, and just landed that right cross, grazing the jaw of Takam.
And that was a nice counter. Takam didn't fully commit, so he didn't take the full brunt of it. But a nice counter, and Joshua has shown that in the past. He dropped Charles Martin with that counter right hand as well.
Also, just a reminder, we may not hear the corners as well here as you're used to hearing them on our Showtime broadcast.
Tricky rhythm by Takam. But again, you see how he's able to turn the corner to his left? Joshua's got to do a little bit better job of cutting that ring off so Takam doesn't get comfortable escaping to that left every time.
A measured approach by Joshua, coming in at a career high 254 pounds. He said that he was still growing here, now turning 28 just 13 days ago. He said that he feels he was the fittest he's ever been out. Oh, nice right hand by Takam.
Just to finish that thought about the audio, it's partially because there's a different audio system here, and it just might not be as apparent. Mike's not quite as loud because the British Boxing Board will not allow microphones.
So Joshua's trying to figure out Takam a little bit too much. I think while you're trying to figure out your man, though, you should still be busy with the jab. Obviously easier said than done against a tricky guy like Takam. But you see how Joshua kind of posing here. He's looking for just a perfect shot. Maybe just be snapping out the jab. Put Takam in positions where he's uncomfortable. Maybe he'll make the mistake you're looking for anyway.
Right hand by Joshua.
You see how he looked to measure that? He stuck out his left hand there. He looked to measure it. And snap some of those jabs out like Takam is doing.
Both these men were Olympians, of course, and Takam, representing Cameroon, did not do as well as Joshua in the Olympics, but he had a very solid amateur career, and he's a fighter that knows his way around the ring.
Now resides in France, looking to become the first person living in France to win a heavyweight title. Coming up on the final 30 seconds of the third round, and limited activity. Would like to see an uptick in the offense here with the big boys. And for Joshua, when it comes to defense, Al, over the last 4 fights, his opponents have only landed an average of 7 punches a round.
Yeah, it's pretty extraordinary. He has made a lot of progress in that area. And even though Klitschko is able to land some big punches, still Joshua's improved in that area.
Short right uppercut by Joshua as Takam leaned forward.
I'll tell you, Takam also, with that jab, you know, I'll tell you who's watching this fight probably and thinking to himself, I can have some success with the jab. With Deontay Wilder, been successful Takam so far with that jab.
Anthony Joshua has started his career with 19 straight knockouts. The man who holds the record to start a heavyweight career, a title record with 32 consecutive knockouts, is none other than Deontay Wilder. He'll be in action 1 week from tonight against the man who, well, the only man to go the distance with him, the man he defeated to become WBC heavyweight champion. And of course, you know the Bronze Bomber is watching with vested interest tonight. Should Joshua be victorious tonight, Wilder victorious 1 week from tomorrow, it sets up what will potentially be the biggest showdown in the entire sport in 2018. This is round number 4.
You know, we talked a little bit about the weight. You know, Anthony Joshua, 254 pounds, the highest he's ever weighed. He said to us he didn't really want to be that heavy. He thought he was going to come in less than the 250 he weighed against Klitschko, which was the heaviest he'd weighed. He thought a lower weight will help him. Question is, will that extra weight bother him as the fight moves on? He thought it hurt him in terms of stamina against Klitschko.
Joshua had a 10-week training camp for this fight. His trainer, Robert McCracken, says the thing that stands out about Joshua from other fighters is his total belief in himself as action begins to pick up here in round 4 as Joshua puts together a 4-punch combination.
Takam kind of shrugged his shoulders. He smothered a lot of that, but at least Joshua's giving us the effort that we're looking for here. But it's cornering Takam that's kind of been befuddling him a little bit. And again, I got to keep repeating it. He's not cutting off the ring as Takam moves to the left. Takam will be a lot less comfortable if he doesn't see the opening to escape as often as he does get it.
Takam landed a right hand a moment ago, an overhand right. He'd like to repeat that again.
Now Takam backing himself up along the ropes, using lateral movement, trying to flash the jab as Joshua with a cuffing right hand to the side of Takam's head. Takam leaning in, rolled with that right hand. Now some gamesmanship on both parts as that right hand deflected off the temple of Joshua, who now puts together a right hand and a right uppercut on the inside out.
And it started with a counter right uppercut.
That's the punch that we knew he was going to be looking for in this fight, and it landed.
And Takam is cut.
Takam cut over the right eye, and it's already proving to be a problem. He's wincing, he's pawing at it with his glove, looking away.
Joshua was looking to go around the ref.
Is he giving up? The referee asked him, do you want to quit? He said no. Well, he just ate a combination from Joshua.
He may have been suggesting there was a clash of heads, which we didn't see.
I don't know. I know Joshua's pretty tall to be able to get his head down that low.
Yeah.
I think it was either the counter up